Hi, guys.
We're going through a lot over here. Got a lot to talk about. Okay. I just want to start off by talking about, because this will be released soon, next week.
And soon, Tuesday, 4 days.
I see a lot of people are sending their kids off to college and
back to school in America has already happened.
Yeah, and university. And I see all of this. And then I see some moms, on Instagram talking about it. And this week we took Olivia and
I did not take, you did.
Sorry, yes, I did. My husband and I took Olivia and Taylor to go look at our first college campus.
Now, like, maybe I'm going to go do that going forward. Maybe it'll be me going forward.
Yes.
Well, my favorite, just the decor. I was like, oh, shit.
Okay. It's like anything in life that you've never been to. Like, I know that I'm over 40, and you would think that you would just know what a university looks like,
I think it feels different when it's full.
I mean, just the way it looks, like from a very basic thing. It's like somebody booking you a hotel room and you don't have any idea what you're walking into.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. But the things that you've seen have altered your expectations.
America.
So
in Canada, we do not have American universities.
No. So the only places I've ever been is I went on a tour of Harvard and Boston when Mark and I were first dating. It's just like, you don't have to go there to go on the tour. It's just kind of like just to see the beautiful school and the beautiful buildings. And then my brother-in-law went to Georgetown and we went to his university. And like, I just remember the library and just like everything. So I knew that Georgetown and Harvard were going to be really nice.
Thanks, Tips.
But I didn't know how different. And then our little girls had only ever been to UCLA last year when they were in California. They got a tour of UCLA. The only other thing Taylor, Olivia, and I have seen of university is on the television.
Yeah, and that's on the television.
So, like, you don't watch any movies about Canada universities.
No, you don't.
Right? It's always like on a campus of an American university. So we go there and they're like, okay, everyone meet in the student building. And I walked in there and I was like, you know how you don't know what it's going to be like before you have kids? It's that same kind of feeling. It is not what I had pictured. So it took my brain a while to be like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, and I've also been to some beautiful private schools in
We've
Canada.
also never been to, you've never been to university. So that's the other, you never have an experience there.
No experience. And then I have my husband who went to a beautiful university. But also he at least was like, he's not going to be like me. Like I was like, oh, and Mark was more like realistic and like, let's just keep going. Let's watch that. Like he was being more positive about it because he understands that this is the option. And someone had told us that this campus that we were on was one of the nicer ones.
Yes.
So I was like, okay.
Now, I will say for the people listening, Canadian University is so affordable for so many, and like it is cheaper than private schools in Canada, and we make university accessible. So where you're paying $30,000 or $40,000 for private school, high school, you are paying $10,000 or less for university.
Yeah, like for
everybody,
the schools.
For the school.
Yes.
So you it's not in the States you pay
80 to 100 like this. So ours would be all in like maybe like 35,000 average,
with
and that's
living,
for housing,
with
food. Like they even like take into consideration some spending money. Like that's the total. And we give away scholarships for having, not just like the highest marks, but entrance scholarships for people who have decent marks. And just for all of you guys know that we also have amazing you can get the loans for school and you can pay them back slowly. And our government lets us save money and then gives us free money for saving money for school.
Exactly.
So of course I didn't think about all this. I didn't think about the fact that the universities that I was looking at are like $80 to $100,000 a year. And these ones are
mini,
right,
minimum.
So I'm like, okay. And then we went up and then we were like started going on the tour again. School's not in session. So it's not full, but, then, we went into the courtyard and the buildings got, little bit more impressive, but I was feeling faint. And when I took my son on a tour of a private school, I also felt faint and had to leave the tour.
You're allergic to school.
I'm allergic. And then when we went and spoke at your sister's school,
you felt faint. You
I
had
had
to
sit
chair.
down.
You are allergic to school.
I'm allergic to school. I think I'm also allergic to the design of school. Like the lack of windows, the bare walls, shiny floors. And it's so weird. Someone on our Instagram was like, I felt like it's all the time. And in grocery stores, the shiny floors, like what a weird thing, but it is in my brain. It's not a physical thing. It's like, I just feel, it's kind of like how I guess people feel claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Mark's like, go sit down, like just go. So I left the tour. But we have decided to cancel all the tours for the summer, and we're going to go in September. Cancel tours.
I was like, sorry, we canceled. I was like, what?
Yeah. And, and the girls thought the university rooms like kind of look like jails. But that being said, in Summer I Turned Pretty, the dorms and this other show that I'm watching, they're kind of like that. So it's the same. So that's kind of realistic.
I think most dorms are a bed and a desk. Mm-hmm. And it is for kids to come in and come out. Mm-hmm. It's not a house.
Yeah. And so we're going to go when school's in session in September and do the rest.
School's out.
Which is so hard because, Taylor will be in school. She'll have to miss school for this. But Mark's like, any organized person can manage to take a morning off to go see a school. So just be prepared. Anyways, and I was also like during that, I was thinking to myself that I have a girl and 3 boys, and that when Taylor leaves, and I know she's not going to be far, but like there is this relief of having a girl in the house.
Relief in what way?
Like someone that I can look at when there's so much male stuff. Because even Mark gets into it with the boys. Like it's just like it's all this like it's like loud, and it's like a high energy, and it's yelling, and it's like
sounds like someone I know.
But like they talk mad and they swear and all this. Oh, and then I can just look over at Taylor, and she'll just with her long eyelashes just go. And she knows exactly. She's like, I'm with you. Like, I am with you. Like,
I know.
They are animals.
I know.
So that's just kind of, just something that will be ongoing. I can't wait to compare. And I think it was really important to go and see so you level set your expectations. Because now I feel like if I see something like that, I'll be like, oh, it's normal.
Yeah. That's why you go see things.
Oh, thank God, right? Like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my.
I feel this year is going to be intense.
Yeah.
I feel this.
I think, and
for you.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah, I know. And my daughter takes I realize, and this is what Mark was also trying to tell her, is that when she studies, because she's new to being a real student.
A year.
It's in 1 year that she knew how to be a student. She hasn't figured out how to take the shortcuts. So something that should probably take an hour to do will take her all day long.
Oh.
But sometimes that comes with practice. Like if you're a student when you're young and you realize the shortcuts you can take to make.
Also, it's knowledge. It's like if you are a reader, you can skim a book much faster because you know the cadence, the flow. Like the English teacher was saying about a TV show. If you know how the TV show works it's at arcs, you know when you're in the middle, you know when you're in the end. If you never watch a TV show, you're not even sure where we are in the process of the song. It's like a song. When the hook comes or whatever it is, the hook comes, you know the hook's coming. So you're waiting for the hook, and then
literally, it was her homework this week was all about the hook.
So the hook. So if you know the hook, you're like, okay, the hook's coming. Like you know by the music. We know by the music what's coming. If you've never watched a movie, you don't know what's coming when the music starts.
Yeah.
So I think that part of it is learning the cadence of. So if you've done math you've done English properly for 20 years, say your whole career, you know exactly what you're looking for in the essay. If you've never done it, you have to actually go, it's new. It's like you're reading it new rather than reading it I know what to look for. So she will get practice from it.
She's definitely getting practice from it. But I'm like, if something's 3%,
move on.
Do you think it's good? Do you think it's good enough? Oh, I should polish it up.
So I think this is a generational thing. And I think that they have way too much feedback. I think we know way too much. I don't remember knowing a grade until my report card came. I don't remember thinking that I was an A student. I couldn't add up my average. If you kind of cross your fingers and hope that you got a pass.
Yes.
Not a 90, not 100. You were just hoping for a pass.
And I honestly don't know if that's because we're the kind of students.
No.
But I had no idea what I was going to get ever until the report card.
Nope. You never knew. And if you got a phone call, you knew you would have to go make it up or do extra assignments. Now they know their averages and their percentages before they get the report card. I'm like, it's kind of like this is stupid. You need to everyone. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I actually have no time for it. I think that everyone is so. I'm like, shut up. Like, university and college is a stop, and you know what? In my opinion, it's irrelevant because what you're learning, it's not going to even apply when you graduate because the world is changing so quickly. So really just go learn yourself, learn about like what you like, maybe get a degree in something you can apply. But most likely when you graduate, you're going to have to go do something else to figure out what you need to learn.
And that's what I'm lucky with my first one, that she isn't worried about that stuff. Like, she just like, people would be like, what do you want to take in university? She could make something up, but in reality, she's like, I have no idea. This is just the next step in my life. So, but you know, when kids are going to be like so worried about the program that they're going into, and like, I was talking to a girl yesterday at the dentist, and I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable, but I sensed that she wasn't going to be a dental hygienist for her whole life. So I was like, how can I word this to see if like what she's going to do? So I said, so did you go to, is there a school for dental hygienists? Did you go to school for this? And she's like, actually, this is my last day. I went to university at U of T. Then I did my master's in Ireland, and I'm leaving for dentist school tomorrow. And I was like, I knew that. And she's like, how'd you know? And I was like, just a feeling. I'm a mom. I know.
Because she wasn't really into it.
No, she was very into it, but like she was very young to be starting as this. And
like a career. You didn't think she was going to stay there forever.
I didn't see. I kind of, because I wanted to. Sometimes I wonder with dental hygienists, like you're interested in this stuff. Did you ever consider being a dentist?
Yeah,
an orthodontist. I mean, who wants to go to all that school anyways? But yeah,
she was leaving today.
Yeah. And then I said, will you be an orthodontist? She said, the hard part is that when you're done your dentist, you have to do like some practical. And at that point, I'm so much older that if I become a dentist, I start making money. It'd be really hard to walk away to go to learn how to be an orthodontist.
Yeah. Like, so just get it out of the way.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know if I wouldn't mind being an orthodontist, but I don't want to go to school for that long.
Here's the thing about life. You see, most likely, what you start with is not where you're going to finish. You're going to change paths. You're going to change careers. You're going to move around. You might even leave what you're doing totally to raise kids. You may not. You may not want kids. Like everything just has to be a phase. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is forever. Everything's a stop in the road, and you see what you like. You learn something, and you move on. I just think I'm like, I guess just because there's so much talk about university, I'm just like, there's so much more than just university. And I think it's kind of like getting married. You still got to go do the marriage. Like you get married, it's a really fun day, but then marriage starts. University is a moment, but then life starts.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this weird time where you have to figure out your kids aren't going to know what to do, and that's okay, because if they did, that would be more concerning than them not knowing, because if they don't know, you got to go live and work, because you might go to that job and be like, I actually hate this.
That's actually why this girl, she's like, I'm like, why are you here now? She goes, because I actually wanted to come here and see if I even enjoy it. Because she's like, I wanted to be a dentist my whole life. Yeah. So I had to come and see if I like it. And I do. And so I'm like, and same with the new dentist at our dentist. I'm like, she's going to be a dentist. She's like, I knew from starting coming to the dentist, I always wanted to be a dentist my whole life. Both of them knew. And I'm like, wow. But yeah, Taylor's very aware that she's there to learn about herself.
Yeah, you go for a few years. And listen, it's a lot of money to go learn about yourself for a few years, but it's a lot of money to go and commit your life to something when you're so young and then come out of it and feel pressure to get the job you went to school for, because at this point in the world, you just get a job where you can. And it might not be directly correlated. If it is, you're really lucky, but you get a job to get life experience, to make money. It's not always about what you did and then you get a job, because if you think you're going to graduate from something and then just get a job, that is very rare.
I was also talking with Kat about how, and everyone who has kids, is this new place where, and I mean, it's been here for a few years, but kids using AI and Chat GPT and Chat GPT Plus to do schoolwork has really changed the way that the things that they worry about for school. Because when they go into an assignment, just like anybody, like the right thing to do. Maybe you can spend a little time thinking about yourself, but yeah, throw the topic into ChatGPT and you say, what should, like, for this grade, this class, asking for this, give me some ideas to get your brain going. And then a huge part of what you have to do, as we were saying, is you have to rewrite what ChatGPT told you and put it in your own words so that it's not detected. Like that is a brand new skill that like we never had to worry about. Like, because AI detection is
worry
huge.
about the kids who don't actually know how to write an essay. Like if you don't know the structure, because you can see how even writing an essay could become overwhelming with taking the information and then inputting it differently. And
then you just ask ChatGPT, how do I do a proper essay? And they go, okay, you got to start with this. You got to put this. You got to put that. They'll tell you everything.
I know, but I do feel like writing a really good essay is a skill. I don't have that skill. Like where you can go and act and sum it up and put it at the end and put it at the front. Like really good writers, like I give you total credit because it is a skill to wrap everything together around. Because if you have to research something and then spit it out, that's one thing. But if you have to put your own personal information into it of like your own thought. Like if you are trying to weave it in, like for me, that would be very hard. ChatGPT would help me, but it would be very generic rather than my words being, because it would overwhelm me to try to go back and put it in.
Right. Yeah. That would seem like a lot, but
like to try to weave it and then be like, okay, wait, because now in university, they have a new thing where they can see how many times you've cut and copied.
Oh, and you cannot cut and copy. If it's cut and copied, it's detected.
Right. And so they can also see, so you can't even cut it. You can't even cut it out of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And then they can see how many words would be like. There's a new software, and I was like,
and you can take that what you wrote and put it through the analyzer and say how much AI is detected in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Taylor does that. And then if it says 0 AI detected, but like if it says like 20% AI detected, that tells you how much. But the other thing is if you put like a bunch of details, like let's say, you're writing an essay, it's only like 1,000 words.
Wait, do you like AI or you don't like AI?
Yeah. I mean, it is like a tutor, an assistant, a teacher.
Yeah.
Right there at your fingertips.
Right.
So like she had to write an essay. So she had to hand in the outline first. And the outline basically had all the things that she was going to talk about with personal details, personal quotes.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of work done. And you throw it in there. And then you say, turn it into a proper essay, 1,000 words at a grade 12 level, and add some metaphors and similes. And then I read it to Taylor and she was like, that sounds exactly like my book. Like, how are writers, and you can say, use the tone of a person this age with nostalgia and like all of that. They shoot out the most amazing piece, but because you're going to get caught, you have to go and you can follow the structure, but you almost have to redo every single sentence because which
would overwhelm.
Yeah. And then if you get detected, you get 0%, which is really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the teacher was having a really hard time because the class that she was in, AI was detected. And she basically told everyone, I know, you know who you are. I know who you are. You have till tonight to redo it if you were one of those people. Every single kid in the class is sitting there being like, well, of course I used AI. Was mine too much? Did I redo this? And parents were apparently getting upset and emailing the teacher. And she's like, I'm trying to do my best here, guys. I don't want you to not do well. But if 5 of your sentences start with the first same 5 words and you all reference the same thing, it's a tricky place, I would say, for teachers too.
And students.
And definitely students.
I would say it's tricky for both.
And because I think figure it out.
I think that the people who just graduated, like the past 2 years, they won. Like they won. Y'all won. If you went to if you're graduating university, because I don't think they had the same technology. Yeah. And sometimes people didn't even know years back that people were using it. Yeah. Wow. You killed it. But now they have so much software to detect it, and we don't even know, the common folk don't even know what the teachers have to and I think what I know from ChatGPT is it does have its own tone. Like when you read it, you now know what ChatGPT. You're like, that was so ChatGPT. Yeah, and now an insult is like that. Stop using ChatGPT because of how they're using the words.
My God, wouldn't you say that to like every motivational speaker?
Kind of.
Stop using ChatGPT.
So
because you all sound the same.
Yeah, it is. So it's interesting that is now becoming like a tone.
Yeah.
And now you can be like, that is, come on. It's its own narrative rather than a unique narrative.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh, God, this is so ChatGPT. I was like, oh, this is so shit.
Plagiarism was so easy because usually it was like,
you didn't quote properly from a book. That is such a loser plagiarism. Remember, if you didn't put the right quotations with the right page number?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Screw you. Are you going to go look? I hated that, by the way.
Oh my God, I know. Anyways, I think it's a totally like it's a new.
I do feel bad for our kids though.
I know, because I feel like
they're going to be screwed because they grew up with it and they didn't get caught, but now they're going to be the ones who get the most caught.
Well, I think Taylor was the first one to get caught. Remember, she got caught in the very beginning, and she got caught.
I feel like now it's going to be they're all going to know, and I think some of them are going to have to go back to writing. Mm-hmm. That's what the boys' school is doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now it is, and it's really hard because what everyone is saying is use it, but don't use it too much. It's like, how much is too much? And what if the words get in your head and you don't realize that you're writing what you just, but you know, it's just a new skill that kids are going to have that we didn't.
They'll adapt.
And the people
and
will
the
figure
teachers
it out.
will adapt. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be some kids who get burned along the way. Mm-hmm. And there will be some kids who, I think a lot of kids use it, for laziness. Like they,
I feel like that's where you'd get caught if you used it lazy, like, and you just basically, I think that's where the teachers would
like you were like, oh God, I have an assignment, I'm gonna throw it in and like push go. But if my daughter taught me a lesson, she was like, you're only hurting you're like your older self if you don't do it properly and learn. And I was laughing. I was like, that is so funny that you think that. I did not think that way. But I do understand. I understand your concept, and it is more work if you are going to continue with school. I just chose not to go.
Totally.
So I didn't actually have to learn it.
We would have been fine to cheat our way through high school.
Yeah, I would
get it because we weren't going to use it anyways.
Yeah, well, and I'm fine without high school.
Yeah.
Like I feel fine with it. I don't feel like I should go back and get it. I don't feel like I need it.
I don't think
I'm not
reference high school.
Suggesting you skip and drop out of high school because now apparently you have to be 18, not 16. It was 16 when we were younger.
And another thing, and I know we all know this, but a friend of ours is he is like a second generation for being a lawyer.
Yeah.
And so like the grandpa owned a law firm, and then the dad has the law firm, and the kid was like, well, I just want to work at the law firm.
Do I know these people?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like you don't know their name. Yeah, you do know who they are. It's a big law firm. And the dad was like, I don't think you're really gonna like trust leaning on that. The kind of law we're doing, AI is going to be able to do the contracts. Like there's not going to be as much job for our kind of law anymore. So you better think of a backup plan, buddy. There must be so many jobs like that. It's like, oh, you wanted to be that? Well, that's actually not going to be a lucrative job anymore.
They're going to adapt.
Yeah.
All the kids will adapt. That's what I mean, though. Like, just everyone who has a kid going into university right now, I just really think the plot, it's just my opinion, I don't know much. Like, in reality, as I'm living in the online world, I'm watching the advancements that our friends wouldn't even know. Like what we consume. Like when we know so much more just because of the nature of our jobs. When everyone is so hellbent on university, I don't even know what university is going to look like when our grade 5 and 6 are at university age. I don't think it's going to look the same. I just don't think it is.
I feel that a lot of people understand now because we've been talking about it for so long, like unless you just are just so traditional, you don't even think about it. People know now that university, what you spend in those 4 university, unless you're specializing in something, is not as important anymore for the future. I think a lot more people now are going for the reasons that we would want our kids to go to. Like,
I don't know though with the stress of grade 12 and grades. I'm unsure of that.
That's because they want to go. They don't want to fuck up going. They want to get in. But you know what?
I guess that's what I hate.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate this.
You don't want to go do that thing because it looks like really fun. Everyone's doing it. And then you don't get to go.
Yeah, everyone's going to go somewhere.
Well, that's the thing is, I said, I was talking to...
and there's Toronto and Canada is not that big. So everyone's somewhere.
Yeah. And I said, someone was telling me that a lot of the people in his grade are taking a gap year. And I said, what are you taking them taking it for? And I was like, well, do you think that maybe some of them are upgrading their marks because they didn't get in? He goes, no, I think everyone gets in somewhere.
Yeah.
He's like, I've never heard of people not getting in.
I know a lot of parents, you know, it's so different in the States. I can feel the difference in the States. I can see the difference in the States. You guys have like you go to schools as generations. It's like, what's it called? Like alumni. And then your kids go and you're so happy that the kids go to the alumni, and there's such prestige in the American university, or there was, I don't know anymore, but like my kid goes to, and everyone's like, whoa.
And everybody like in the Cape, like they have everyone has the college sticker on their car, and then they hang the flags.
Okay, so we don't do that. We don't do that here.
But my father-in-law was like, you know, in a way, like, and I know that people just don't think about it, but especially if they're like expensive schools, it's kind of like you're showing off, I'm rich and my kid's so smart.
Yeah, we don't do that here. We
No.
just, everyone's kind of like, oh, I'm going here. I'm going. There's kind of trend schools each year, and I just think that the amount of, I know it's a big deal. I think the big deal is our kids are growing up and they become independent more so than where they go. In my opinion, I care more about who the cohort is. I care more, you know, what are the kids. One of our friends, who's a coworker, also has a daughter going off to university, and she went to visit two schools when they were going, and the one school, which is like so, I want to say profound, but you're always gonna be like, it's not that profound. But when she went, it was how everyone was dressed to go to class. And she was like, I don't think I want to be dressed up to go to, I don't want the pressure of being dressed up to go to class every day. I vibe with the school where you roll in with your sweatpants or your pajama pants. Like to me, that's more, but that's what's the community. So
that's
really,
why I canceled my August trips.
So you can go get the
so
vibe.
I can see the students. Yeah.
And I think that everything like that, what you're experiencing now in terms of like seeing the boys being left in your house and, you know, your daughter leaving is like, we all crave a community, right? Like we all need a community. And when you're looking at the universities and any school, if you're like questioning what school your kid should go to in grade 7 and grade 9, a high school, really look at the cohort, look at the community, look at what do they vibe with you? The curriculum could be amazing. The cohort could be brutal. If the cohort is brutal, your child will have a brutal time.
Yeah.
Even if it's the best education you could ever have. But if they don't have things in common with people in the cohort and they feel they could be lovely people, but if they're not, they don't have something in common.
How do you, let's say you're like looking at schools to go to for grade 7 or grade 9, let's say you have options. How do you learn about that cohort? And like really know?
Okay. So first of all, I think you ask the people who are there, why did you choose this school? Okay.
Yeah.
So you really ask why you choose the school. Then if you can go during school hours, see what the interactions, like how is the classroom set up? I remember I went to one school for like a tour, and everyone, like gym class was so intense and structured and like lined up, and they were like in kindergarten. And it was like, no, it was very like they were like this. And I was like, oh, shit, if this is gym class, like I can't imagine. And how the desks are set up. Just, you got to go and look at who's giving you the tour. I mean, one we went to, all they talked about was the money donated for the wings. I was like, how much money? And I was like, how much money was spent on the school? I was like, dude, I don't care. Listen, thank you, whoever donated all the money for the wing. And then they showed me the fucking plaque of amazing. Your person could go to school with this person. I don't give a shit. What are they doing here?
Yeah.
I think you just have to.
And it's almost like if you really want to take it seriously, you don't just go to one tour. You go to like the open house and you go to the tour because.
Oh, and everyone knows someone at the school.
Yeah.
You know multiple people at the school. And I think every school that is amazing and there's different pros and cons. It's what comes down to, what do you have most in common? Not like, what do you have most in common with the people there? What do you have most in common with the community? Because your community is what is going to give you your memories. Everywhere you go is going to give you an education if you choose to take it. In Canada, we're very fortunate. But are you going to learn because you're happy in the community? And I think when we're looking at schools and we're looking at universities, you have to ditch the stigmas or the positive stigmas of it being like, oh, it's this kind of school or that kind of school, and go with your own openness to see like, oh my God, like I feel really comfortable here, even though this school, we don't have a lot of schools in Canada. That's the other thing.
We have
so
like
we like
six.
really, we don't have a lot. So a lot of people go to like the top 3. I'm really, when you're talking about your kids living in an empty house, like you're like, my house is empty now. I've been sitting here looking. Really, it's like your community is your family right now and they're leaving.
Yeah.
So now it's what's our next community and where are you going and where are you feeling like, okay, I belong somewhere. I have something to do or I have a job to do. Because if you don't have that.
And that's why a lot of people, and we can wrap this up, but I feel like a lot of you see, well, in fact, our daughters ran into your dad yesterday and he was sitting there with lots of people.
Yeah.
And I was like, then, you know, they play like racket sports and stuff. They're old people doing that stuff. It's because they're creating a community, or like they play bridge together, or they do that kind of stuff.
And guys do it too for poker night, golfing, because they don't necessarily want going for walks. Any of the shit that you do with people is a sense of like, oh, I'm beyond just living in these 4 walls. And I think when you begin, when she begins to only live in her 4 walls and you're only making dinners and driving people,
my life feels meaningless.
It does. And I know that of you. So it's like you need to actually be like, no, and walk away and go do something away from your street and your 4 walls. You have to, like you even went to a pool party and you loved it this weekend. That was great. But that's because you did something for you outside of taking care of people and managing fights, wrestling. But that's important for you to know too, that you need that. You can't just be consumed by that. And it's fucking August. You always do this in August. And your kids have been never as less busy. They've never been around so much. And this is usually your husband.
They've never called us as much as they do. I swear to God. I guess it's because they're not in school or camp.
Your husband usually jam packs all. He's really let the chickens fly, but they're not flying. They're just pecking in mom in the house.
Guys, share all your stories.
They're not home right now.
Things. Who?
Your kids.
They're all at home.
What?
They were gone in the morning.
I thought they were at someone's house.
No, I passed by them. Those kids had to go do something else. All right, guys, share your stories.
You're
our community. Okay, I'm gonna need you.
But they are.
Yes, I know.
And we're in this together.
Yes,
but that's really what empty nest syndrome is.
Yeah, I know.
When your kids go, you're like, holy shit.
I just feel so young to feel those feelings.
You're not young.
Stuff it. Bye.